Sponsors here. Again, you'll hear a lot of background noise coming from different mats. A lot of excitement on the floor of the Giant Center with 3 finals happening at the same time. The great thing about the day and age we live in with Flow Arena, you can always go back and check out all these matches in Flow Arena. Click on those brackets, click on the live links. You can easily catch yourself up on all the great wrestling. So much good wrestling happened this weekend around the country with conference championships at the college level, high school championships here in the state of Pennsylvania, and it looks like we are about ready to get going here at 107 pounds. And here we go, 107 pounds AAA finals matchup. We have Braden Winrich from Northampton. He's on a shot early, and he's in deep and has that elbow. He is taking on Chase Williams from Central Bucks East. No takedown here as Winrich able to step over the leg. I'm sorry, that's, Winrich.
Winrich is in the black.
Yeah, Winrich able to step over the leg. Williams doing a nice job with that whizzer to neutralize it. We get a stalemate.
He came out with an old school barrel roll.
And Winrich is mentioned from Northampton. He's in the black, 44-5 on the season. Just a freshman. He's taking on a fellow freshman, Williams. 39-2 on the season, so a battle of freshmen, and that will guarantee us another freshman state champ at the lightest weight, and that's been the case since 2020. We've always had a freshman state champ here at the lightest weight. We get another stalemate halfway through the first period. Some good action so far here at the 107-pound weight class.
Pretty amazing. According to the stat sheet here, there's almost 20 people at 107 that, no, I'm wrong. That's this year's state qualifiers. There was like 11 returning state qualifiers at 107.
Yeah, in this weight class, it's been 106. Again, old school was 103, then it was 106 for quite a few years. Now it's 107, but had a freshman champ there, and as I mentioned, both of these guys are freshmen, so we're guaranteed another freshman state champ here in 2025 at 107 pounds. Winrich trying to circle around behind, but Williams doing a really nice job of controlling that elbow, trying to circle up to his back up. And Winrich not really doing too much to snap down and trying to get those elbows to the mat, and he'll take that another stalemate with 21 seconds to go in the first period. Winrich coming out of District 11 in Northampton. Williams out of District 1 at Central Bucks from Central Bucks East.
He's just 30 minutes downriver.
And we're going to end the first period in a very familiar position with Williams stuck underneath, controlling the elbow of Winrich.
Comes up red. Winrich will get his choice. Defers.
So Williams decides to get set underneath to start the second period.
And it's certainly a debate with the three-point takedowns. Do you take bottom and waste a minute, try to get a one-point escape, or go it on your feet and get the three and another three?
Yeah, and I think a lot of high school, a lot of coaches just need to rethink, that strategy of always choosing automatically going bottom. I think that's been up for debate for a while, but now with the three-point takedown, it definitely makes you think twice. As you mentioned, sometimes not even about getting turned underneath, but just that wasting of time,
I mean, unless you've really done your homework and you say, is Winrich a legger? Can I take bottom? And once you get a legger like this, it's like, no, don't take bottom. You don't want to be on the bottom against a really good legger. And in District 11, they're very quick to call stalemates and stalling. But you get out here, you'll get a ref that you'll go the whole 2 minutes and you're on the bottom and you're not getting out.
Yeah, and you look right now with Winrich riding that ankle with the leg in. And again, at the next level, at the college level, there's going to be an automatic 5 count in that situation. The ref gets the 5, it's a stall call. There's no rule like that in high school, but the referee can still call a stalling if he feels like they're stalling. There he felt like a stalemate was necessary, so we get a stalemate with 1:02 left. But when you can throw a leg in and hold on to that ankle with no penalty, I mean, it's tough to get out from underneath.
And, maybe a second time, do we argue that, wait a minute, he's throwing the legs. You better use them. We can't just say both of you can't improve because you got legs in, you can improve.
Yeah, and the rules are clear. I mean, if you continually force stalemates, that's a stalling call. So Williams able to get to his feet. Wenrich throws a leg in while he's on his feet.
So there, technically, he has to stop that match right there. Am I correct?
You are correct.
That match has to be stopped, and technically, if something goes on, you go and you pin him, you can argue you got bad time because he misapplied the rule.
And there he made the call. So again, in high school, different call than college. In college, you can be up off the mat. They don't care at all.
They'll let him go for a minute, 2 minutes in college, but you're going to bring him down safe. In high school, you really don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
He's going cross wrist.
Yeah, he has that in tight. Slipped the bar in there also. He's got Williams in trouble. It looks like he only got a 1 count. And a nice job by Williams to navigate that position. I thought he was in big trouble to give up backs.
So many on the bottom do not wrestle with that free arm. And anybody experienced freestyle, a gut wrench, leg lace, you're going to go right, go left with your arm because that's all you have to wrestle with.
Yeah, you got to really get those hips out to the side and throw that arm in the opposite direction and just try to get wide with that cross wrist tilt. But I feel like Wenrich just kind of missed out on a great opportunity as he had that cross wrist and that bar in.
As a bottom guy, all he really has to do, the ref wants him to lift his head up. Just present your head, show that you're trying to get out because your arm is tied up. But when you're the bottom guy and you put your face down, you get called, and it looks bad because he wasn't stalling. As we go into the third period.
Williams was in a tight one last night. Winner over Culp from Redland, 6-3. Wenrich was a 4-2 win. Winner in the semis, and here we go with Williams riding tough on top.
So we got legs against legs here. And I think you get so much of it just because so many do the old heavyweight stand-up. They tripod and build up, so you're begging a legger to throw legs.
Yeah, these two guys, very similar body styles and very similar wrestling techniques so far here at the 107-pound
Minute
state
30.
finals matchup.
He's got a tight cross face and a look. Nope, he left that go.
Yeah, now he looks in
trouble. Yes, he is. He's high.
We were talking earlier before the broadcast about the old school Peterson and how that's not used very often. I thought
old school roll man would be rolling right here.
Thought he had an opportunity there. Now Williams in a much better position.
And he's not going to know it. But technically with the wrong leg in, you can get a leg split. You can't do a guillotine with the wrong leg in, but you can leg split him if you bring the leg up to the head.
And time just wasting right now, and that's a good thing for Williams, as we've got a 0-0 match and we got a stalemate with 49 seconds to go.
And I really think this is called completely different in the eastern part of the state versus the western part of the state. That there's a lot of refs would have left him stuck on the bottom for the full 2 minutes. And then there's quite a few that will give him 30 seconds or 45. We're going to stalemate it.
Wenrich able to come up to that quad pod position, up again with it. Williams drives in, and now he's got that tricep on the far side in good position, trying to run that head to the knee.
And he's in good position with his crossface. He's down at the elbow and using his legs really well. See, now Kendall Cross would double trouble him and string him up on his back as if it was nothing, but he's a whole different body and a human than the rest of us.
And by double trouble, meaning coming underneath the body and grabbing that elbow like he's doing right now. Thought he was going to go for it.
Kendall could do that in Olympic gold. He could do that on anyone, the best of them. String you out, he'd pull you up just a little forward, you roll right over.
So we'll go to overtime, scoreless, 1 minute to go. So a lot of action in that first period. I thought we were going to see some more points on the board, but we're scoreless after regulation.
The Wenrich came right out after the old barrel roll, and then neither one of them have done much since.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the strategy here in overtime. Again, for overtime rules, we'll wrestle 2 30-second overtime periods in their entirety, and then we'll go to an ultimate ride out. But neither wrestler has been able to escape underneath, and there's the first caution on Williams. Keep in mind, we get 2 warnings for cautions, and then the next one's a point. Williams with that barrel roll.
Back with the old barrel roll.
I don't like how he stepped over that leg, though. I think if he would have stayed off that leg, he'd be in a better shot, better position to finish.
it comes in fashion and out of fashion as to whether you go barrel rolls and fireman carries and whether you don't. And right now it's in style.
Yeah, Winrich hanging on right now. He's got to push down on that head and make
13 seconds.
Look a little bit better. We've got no control. Williams hops over into a Peterson roll.
Oh.
And he gets the takedown. Ref is counting swipes because it was in criteria. But the 3-point takedown off the Peterson roll is going to be good enough for the state championship.
Chase Williams, Central Bucks East.
Yeah, nice job by the freshman from Central Bucks East. He's your state champion at 107 pounds.
A trivia question there. When's the last Central Bucks East or Central Bucks state champ? There are 3 Central Bucks schools. And that's a good one.
All right, we're going to head to a quick commercial break before we go to 114 pounds.
And I guess team point till you report to the table.
Side official with Aaron Kutsky. Our official will back to from District 10, Dempseytown.
We have Wilmont Kai from Whitehall. Record of 34-3 on the season, 105-21. And he is taking on Mateo Gallegos from DuBois area. He's a freshman, 40-4 on the season.
Can't hear him.
Gallegos will have his hands full here against Kai. Kai has been very impressive.
No, it's in and out. Yeah.
Kai has been very impressive so far in the tournament here this weekend. Very quick from space. Has a really nice low single shot. And actually, I saw him earlier catch two ankles on a nice little double. That was a low leg double. Again, has a long reach. As mentioned, Kaya Jr. finished 7th last year. Gallegos, again, coming from the DuBois area. That's District 9. Kai, Whitehall, which is District 11. Kai down on a knee. And there's that double that I was talking about from space. Able to grab both those legs and pick up the 3-point takedown.
We need our top 8 place winners from girls 100 and boys.
Kai still in control, needs to make an attempt to return or else he'll get hit with stalling and we go out of bounds. 7 seconds to go in the first period. So Kai able to finish out the first. Picking up that nice takedown on the double leg and riding out the period to take that 3-point lead into the second. Gallegos had the choice, elects to go underneath. We'll get Coach. And we'll get Coach Powell back on with us soon enough. Having some technical issues with some headsets here, but we'll get him back on the call very shortly. As Kai able to ride with the leg and has Gallegos flattened out on his belly. See if he's gonna attempt to turn. Now he's got both legs in, very close to a figure 4 on the body. So that leg almost slipped up to the knee joint. And we'll get a stalemate with 1:14 to go in the second period. Kai picked up a fall in the first round, was a 13-12 winner in a wild one in the quarterfinals where he got headlocked and was down, I believe, 7-1 at one point, able to battle back and pick up that 13-12 win. Last night, able to win in the semis over Dominic Morrison, a nationally ranked wrestler from Hatboro Horsham, was 6-4 winner in the second tiebreaker. And Gallegos having problems underneath, heads down on the mat, having a hard time getting to his feet or even getting to a sit. As Kai's got him bellied out again. Mentioned the freshman from DuBois, a regional runner-up. Gallegos was a 2-1 winner in the opening round, followed by a 4-1 overtime win, and Kai pulls him back. Ooh, I don't like that second swipe, but he's gonna give it, so it's interesting enough. I'll have to talk for Coach Powell right now, but we were talking about earlier tonight, just those criteria for back points, and both shoulders need to be within 4 inches of the mat to get swipes, or both elbows on the mat, or that high bridge, and I didn't feel like he was in either of those positions for 2 seconds, but the referee felt like he was, so 2 big near fall swipes for Kai right at the end of the period, and that 5-point lead at the end of the first is big. So Gallegos, as I mentioned, has been in some really tight ones here at Hershey this weekend. 2-1 winner in the first round, 4-1 tiebreaker, second tiebreaker, and then a 2-1 win last night in the second tiebreaker, also in the semifinal round. So he's been in some tight battles here this weekend, but finds himself trailing 5-0 at this point in time.
Congratulations, Julia Porter of Colorado.
So the freshman from DuBois looks like he's going to attempt to try to turn Kai.
Julia Porter, 106.
He's got a lot of work to do, though, being down 5-0 here in the third period. And Coach Powell, are you back with us again?
Are we there? Can we hear it? Let's go. Wilmot Kai is quite an athlete, quite a wrestler. He's very rangy. Is there sound?
So there's the takedown for Gallegos. Trails now by 3. Still in control on top. And we've got a time-wasting scramble here. So we're gonna go, Gallegos is gonna just kick Kai free, give him the 1-point escape, and it's gonna make it 7-3 with 45 seconds left here in the third.
Can you hear?
So Kai trying to control wrists. He's got the 2-on-1. But Gallegos is gonna have to work hard here as he trails by 4. He's gonna need a takedown and back points, it looks like, at this point. So those 2 near falls given up right at the end of the first period are gonna be huge points for Kai as he's holding on to that 4-point lead.
Any sound?
So we've got a blood time here with 12 seconds to go. Now we're on cleanup.
Mountaineers know really means let's try. Let's create. Let's explore.
And he gives up that stalling call. And Wilmot An impressive weekend for the junior from Whitehall. Wilmot Kai, your state champion at 114 pounds.
From Whitehall, Wilmot Kai.
121 pound state finals matchup in AAA. We have Kevin Mylar from Cedar Cliff. He is a sophomore, season record of 26-4, career record of 43-8, and he is taking on Nicholas Salomone. He is a junior from Easton, coming out of District 11, 32-7 on the season, 101-27 for a career, but it's Mylar giving up with the opening takedown to go up 3-0.
Another loaded weight class. There's 10 returning state qualifiers at this weight, and these two guys right here, Salomone was 8th, and Joe Leo from Greater Latrobe was also 8th last year at 114, and Salomone was 8th at 107. So they're the only state place winners at the weight.
And Mylar really close to back points here. Looks like he only got a 1 count. I'm not sure what he has right. So he's got a wrist on one side.
Technically, I can't see it. No, it's not locked hands.
That's what I thought.
It's two cross wrists.
Yeah, he's got a one-on-one on one side, and then came underneath and grabbed the tricep on the other and was able to suck him back. I haven't really seen that move before.
Essentially, it was 2 cross wrists. Kind of unique. I can't see. Is he locked on his own arm there? Then it is illegal locked hands.
Now he's riding that claw, so he's got a wrist on one side, but he went from, I've seen the wrist and the claw, but he went wrist and far tricep with that, but wasn't able to get any points out of it as Salomone gets set back underneath with 41 seconds to go in the period.
He'll have to get himself one.
Salomone, already a 2-time state medalist, finishing 7th last year, 8th the year before that. Mylar, a state qualifier a year ago. Changed that into a medal this year as a sophomore. He's got that cross wrist on Salomone right now. See if he tries to roll through. Running out of space near the edge. And we get an out of bounds call with 16 seconds to go here in the first period.
Salomone's got to get himself set and then get the jump on the whistle. There's a feel where I think old school switch is still needed.
See if he can get his one here, short time, and Mylar kind of runs him off the mat. Nice little athletic move by Salomone. I'm sure the cameraman over there in the corner appreciate it. And that's kind of a tricky situation for the referee to call, just because Salomone really wasn't trying to put the brakes on to not go out of bounds, but obviously Mylar was trying to stay with him.
He's got to read the hips. If you're the guy in the back and your hips are in, you're pushing. If your hips are back, the bottom guy's going away.
So we'll end the first period with that opening takedown for Mylar. He'll have that 3-point lead. Defers choice to Salomone, and Salomone elects to go bottom to start the second period.
Looks like he's debating to let him up. He's going to let him up.
So he was able to ride him out well in the first period, but decides just to cut him loose and go from their feet. As I mentioned, I'm here with former Easton coach Steve Powell, as we're here watching an Easton wrestler in the finals. Coach Powell has coached 19 state champions in his 32 years as head coach at Easton. Nice little throw by, but Salomone able to drop in on the leg. Trying to pop out the back door. Mylar doing a nice job of catching that far ankle, making it really hard for Salamone to finish.
He's got to work his knees in. He's awfully spread out. He's got to get his knees in. He's not going to do it all with his arms.
So Salamone unable to build up. Referee stops it for a stalemate, and we'll get back to our feet. Salamone, nationally ranked, he's 19th in the country. He's the junior from Easton. Mylar tries a throw by. Salamone able to drop into a leg. He's got a double.
He's caught into a double. There was a Nebraska kid a couple of years ago that came from sitting on his butt to finishing one of those. It's kind of a highlight film. That was really well done. Nice job of kneeing in.
Yeah, and the referee was a little patient there with that position as Mylar had that lock in the crotch, but you could see he wasn't able to do anything with it and awarded those 3 points for Salamone on the takedown. So Salamone with the 1 point lead here with 25 seconds to go in the second period.
Salamone's trying to pull in a one-on-one rather than glue it to the mat and take him out over it. Not near as tight as he wants to be. Pretty well covered in a blanket rider. Gonna call the bottom guy for stalling.
And picks up a stall call with 3 seconds to go in the second period.
I guess you say you shouldn't look at the clock, and if it's stalling, you call it. Sometimes you get yourself in trouble.
So we've got some blood time for Mylar. Give him a chance to talk to his coaches. We'll see what he elects to do in the third period. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're on blood time. We'll be right back with the rest of the match shortly. So blood time's over. We're back to action in the third period, and Mylar with the choice decides to go neutral in the third. So some respect for the top game of Salamone. Didn't want to get underneath and try to earn that escape point to tie it up. Elected to go right from his feet to start the third period.
Big thing here is to not try to sit on that 1 point lead. Score another takedown.
Both wrestlers stand really low, and as I say that, they come up off the mat, but trying to match each other's level.
Kevin Mylar's very good with his hands. Real good elbow control, real good inside wrist. Real good elbow right there. He's going to pass that. I think he baits Salamone to take a shot, and he passes that by. We're down to 1 minute to go.
Yeah, and it looks like Salamone is going to try to ride out this lead, but Mylar almost comes around. Nice little snap down. He's got that ankle.
The ref's reading that shoulder, reading the ankle.
And a nice job by Salamone to wrestle out of that position so far, but he's still in trouble.
He's doing a full split and a whizzer.
Yeah,
now he's caught in a near cradle, but he's not broken down and hip to hip. He's got to keep facing him.
Yeah, and you got to suck him in.
Keep facing him.
And that's got to be a stall call or a flea, but it's neither. And you watch Salamone really find his way to the edge of the mat. And I don't like that, but 25 seconds left in the match. We were talking before the broadcast today about that Guys leaving that wrestling area. There's the stall call on Salamone.
Did not have to do that with 14 seconds to go. He can rush in, he can slide left and right. 14 seconds. Collar tie ankle pick right away. Little pass by. He's shown that all night. Underhook, Salomone's hips up. He does not have it. There's his whizzer. He doesn't need that underhook on the other side. 2, 1, time.
And that's time. He only had one leg, so no takedown.
Wow.
And there's another state champion from Easton High School.
I believe 36 or 37.
Nicholas Salamone from Easton is your state champion at 121 pounds.
I believe that's since 2012 or 2014. Mitchell Minotti was a champ as a junior and runner-up or third as a senior.
And the Cedar Cliff coach over talking to the referee. It's not going to make any difference at this point. And we're going to go ahead and head to commercial before we head down to the medal stand and see our medalists at 114 pounds.
With a seasonal record 34-2, career record 99-7. He's a two-time PIAA state champion from District 11. A junior coached by Mike Cole from Bethlehem Catholic, Keanu Dillard. And his opponent, record 39-10, career record 79-13. He also hails from District 11. He's a sophomore, coached by Joe Marini from Northampton High School, Gabriel Ballard.
Your officials at 118 pounds on mat 3 is Jim Soto.
And here we go at 127 pounds. AAA state finals matchup. It's an all District 11 matchup here at 127 with Keanu Dillard from Bethlehem Catholic taking on Gabriel Ballard from Northampton. And it's Dillard on the attack first. Ballard's leg is in some bad position here. And there we get a potentially dangerous call, and we'll stop things here quickly. Dillard, the junior from Bethlehem Catholic, he is 34-2 on the season, 99-7. That's a nice way to pick up your 100th win if you can get it done today in the state finals. He's taking on Ballard, 39-10 on the season, 79-13 for a career mark.
So many out here getting their 100th win, and so many are getting like 60 matches this year in 1 year in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, so later on we'll see Aaron Cement. He's got a record of 53-2 on the season. So
yes, I know he had 200 wins, I believe. 200, now he's over 200.
No, that was Aaron Seidel. He was double A. Yeah, double A on the side. He's going to break the, or he already did, I think, break the wins record. But either way, we're here on the AAA side. Keanu Dillard, ranked number 4 in the country. He's a 2-time PIAA state champion, looking to make it number 3 this year. Gabriel Ballard, number 13 in the country. Again, just a sophomore from Northampton. Finished 4th as a freshman a year ago.
Loaded weight class. 11 wrestlers that were at state tournament, and you have a first, a second, a fourth, a sixth, a sixth, a sixth, and a 7th returning in this weight class. So you're doing pretty darn good to get here to be in the finals.
Yeah, and we're looking to the guys, the cream of the crop here at 127 pounds. Again, 2 nationally ranked competitors. This is their 3rd meeting in a row as far as weekends go. Dillard picked up the win at Districts 2-1 in overtime tiebreakers in the first round, the first round of overtime, and then was a 5-2 winner at regionals last weekend over Ballard. So pretty familiar opponents, obviously, both coming out of District 11 up there.
When you repeat head-to-head, you tend to get a 1-1 match, a 2-1 match. They get closer and closer because everyone keeps taking things away.
So scoreless first period. Again, Dillard was in on the leg deep, but unable to finish. Just a hammer on top. And he's good in all positions, but when he gets on top, he just has a knack for turning guys and pinning them.
One of the few out here in the tournament that Ballard was wrestling an old school sit position. Real strong claw ride, rear standing.
Dillard picked up a fall in the first round here at the PIAA Championships, followed by a 7-0 win in the quarters, and then a tech fall last night, 16-0 in the second. Looks like he's got an issue with his contacts right now. The referee's giving him a chance to get his eyeball fixed.
And do you say they're very humanistic with that? He's not on the clock, or we're not screaming and hollering. It's, you know, equipment time, and on we go.
Dillard usually is pretty aggressive putting a leg in on top. Not so aggressive here trying against Ballard, but able to, I thought he had the cross wrist for a second, just tucking that arm really hard, trying to get the cross wrist. Ballard ready for it and fighting that hand forward. There we see those legs from Dillard, but nice job by
really well done of picking those legs apart. Scramble. Okay, what's the call?
And no change there. So Ballard did get a little bit of separation, but Dillard right back on the ankle. Referee didn't see enough to give an escape. Northampton coaches are going to come over and question the situation. He's going to talk to his outside official.
In the middle of the mat, you hold it, you want them to face each other unless time runs out. What do you call when one's in, one's completely out, and they're not in contact? Do you still have to face? What is the referee's expectations?
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely see a loss of control being called in that position, but referee didn't think it was there. Dillard stays on top, and that's really a big call when you're underneath Dillard.
And there's certainly a case there where you're not looking for rear standing stalling because he is working. There's a whole lot going on.
Yeah, and with that rear standing, oftentimes you hear people from the crowd yelling, he's got to return him. You don't have to return him. You have to attempt to return him. And every time you make that attempt to return the wrestler, that kind of resets that clock in the referee's head. There isn't a set time that he's going to call stalling in that rear standing position. But I'd say most referees, it's around an average of like 6 or 7 seconds.
In high school, they're awfully quick.
They are awfully quick in high school, I'll tell you that.
I mean, the intent is you call stalling without hesitation. Without a doubt, rear standing they do. Every other situation, they hesitate.
Sometimes that crowd can get to you, I'm sure, when they're all screaming at you. But yeah, I agree with that.
The new rules this year with, you know, inbounds and on the mat and not a cylinder. But there comes a point where you use common sense and you blow that out of bounds.
Yeah, so again, the rules changed this year in high school to match more closely to college. I'm not sure why they just didn't take the whole college out of bounds. It makes it just slightly confusing, as in high school you only need 1 point of contact, but as Coach was mentioning, it's not a cylinder, so something has to be touching the mat, whereas in college it just has to be hanging over that cylinder. And man, Ballard trying hard to get out. Couple rolls there, but Dillard just hangs on him like a leech, and he's going to ride out that period and take into the third with a 0-0 score.
2 consecutive shoulder rolls. You really don't see that very often anymore. The only thing was he didn't have any wrist control, therefore you can control his hips and you can ride him and you can come around the front. If he'd had a wrist control and up to his shoulder, he'd have been out.
And Dillard elected to go underneath. Ballard didn't want to waste any time there with Dillard under, so just kicks him loose. We go neutral. Dillard with a 1-0 lead to start the third. Dillard drops in on a leg, and here's Ballard again. He's got those rubber knees.
Look at the torque on that knee.
Oh. And Dillard doing a nice job of keeping shoulder position. That's really big in this kind of scramble.
That's what the ref is reading, that shoulder. Oh, I don't know if he tried to kick back or what he wanted there.
Nice job by Dillard, though, to get that takedown. Goes up 4-0. And a big takedown from the wrestler for Bethlehem Catholic. As I mentioned, Bethlehem Catholic taking a quick lead at the team scores. They have it locked up. AAA side with 84 points. They're ahead of Thomas Jefferson with 72. Connellsville in third with 71. Nazareth 67, followed by Northampton in fifth place with 66. Really tight team race here on the AAA side. Not quite as much on the AA side.
Really impressive. Thomas Jefferson and Connellsville coming up there.
Yeah, and we'll have a little commercial break here during this blood time for Dillard, and we'll be right back with the wrestling action. So they're going to clean up Dillard, cleaning him up, and he's going to get set underneath with 1:05 left to go in the period. Again, a battle of two nationally ranked wrestlers who are very familiar opponents with each other. And Dillard with 3 wins over Ballard this year already. Again, he's had 2 the past couple weekends at the qualifying tournaments. A nice lifting up and putting down by Dillard.
Really good job of holding hips and not ending up in a slam situation.
Yeah, we had talked
done.
We talked about that earlier, just being able to lift a guy and plant him on his hip. You had mentioned Rob Cole does a nice job of teaching that when he was at Cornell with Kyle Daigle. Now Rob Cole down at UNC, down at Chapel Hill. And the nice thing about when you lift and just really rip down hard on that hip is, like you mentioned, you're never going to get called for a slam. Nice job by Ballard.
Yeah, he's been trying that roll all night.
Yeah.
At least got him a reversal.
Yep, able to step over, get the reversal, but kicks Dillard loose. But that makes it a 3-point lead for Dillard, and now he's within striking distance.
It looks like Ballard has a real good gas tank. He's moving. And a straight on shot there. There you go. Needs to put a second and third together, especially when you're down by points and trying to score. You want to make him make contact with you and then accelerate. Off of that elbow right here.
And it's been Dillard the one who's been getting to the leg so far. Ballard really hasn't been able to get his hands locked on Dillard's leg, so that's obviously got to change if he wants that takedown here with short time left in the third period.
17 seconds.
And there's the first stall warning on Dillard.
Oh, and there's the new rules.
Yeah, I thought that the foot might have been off the mat though, but either way, final takedown for Dillard. Ballard not real happy about it. He thought they were out of bounds, but either way, Keanu Dillard is going to be your 3-time state champion for Bethlehem Catholic, and we'll see if he can come back next year and make it 4 for 4. So we'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our medalists at 121 pounds.
And the platinum one at 133 pounds, AAA. Season record 37-3, career record 122-16. Hailing from District 1 is his senior coach by Trey Velasco. From Council Rock South, Anthony Lucarelli. And the opponent, entering his season record 44-4, career record 166-16. From District 7. He's a senior coach by Mark Mears from Greater Latrobe.
That's
Willachel.
$133 state finals matchup in the AAA division. We have Anthony Mutarelli. He's a senior from Council Rock South. 37-3 on the season, 122-16 career mark. He is taking on Luke Willachel from Greater Latrobe, also a senior, 44-4 on the season, 166-16 career mark.
Willachel could well be 6'2" out there. He's got some range to him.
Yeah, he's tall and lean, and you're going to hear a lot of noise in the background as there's some great finals matchups going on here at the floor of the Giant Center. A big one over in the center right now as Jax Forrest is taking on Aaron Seidel in a super match down there. But we've got an exciting one here in front of us with Mutarelli and Willachel also.
He looks real good with inside wrist and wrist rolls. He's going 2-on-1.
Mutarelli able to work it into a head inside single. Willachel tries to pick the ankle, but Mutarelli able to hang on to it and picks up that opening takedown.
A club dump like that, you're going back to the 80s with Darryl Burley at Lehigh would get a high single and club dump that way. You really don't see that all that often. You better be pretty athletic to do it.
Yeah, Mutarelli started his career off at Malvern Prep, was a Prep national champion as a freshman, did not compete in the postseason as a sophomore or a junior. Trying to finish off his scholastic career with a state title in the state of Pennsylvania. And for a guy like Mutarelli, kind of interesting to say this will be his first state medal in the state of Pennsylvania, but obviously just a different situation as a Prep national champ as a freshman and then not competing as a sophomore or a junior. And Mutarelli trying to lift as we go out of bounds. 31 seconds to go in the period. mentioned this is Mutarelli's first chance to wrestle in the Giant Center. Luke Willishaw, no stranger to the Giant Center. He was a freshman state runner-up, followed that up with a 5th place finish and then another 5th place finish as a junior.
First call, place winner, 118 and 127.
You know, he's riding with a real tight knee up the butt and just keeps things forward. And it's almost like referees sometimes don't recognize the stalling tactic there, that you just keep riding all day, knee up the butt and keeping pressure forward. You can't build.
Mutarelli picking up a big set of near fall points there. Only got to a 3 count, so 3 near fall from Mutarelli, goes up 6-0 to start the second period. Mutarelli headed to Oregon State. Actually, both these guys headed west next year. Mutarelli heading to Oregon State, while Willishaw is going to the University of Wyoming.
I'm real fond of Chris Pendleton out at Oregon State.
Yeah, he's done a great job out there.
He's done some great things.
Willishaw on top. Mutarelli finds himself to a leg. Picks up the reversal, and again with that reversal you don't have to be down on the mat. You can pick up that reversals from a standing position. Pretty close to an illegal cutback there by Mutarelli. You can't leave your feet and make contact with the legs.
It's real debatable.
Yeah,
and some ignore it and don't want to touch it, and some like try to show they know what they're doing and call it when it's not there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky call, honestly, without video review, to be able to go back and see that happen so quickly. You really got to be on top of it as an official.
Was it a trip or was it a kick? Yes. Same here now, riding on an ankle like that. Years ago, the ref would have been counting or calling you for stalling.
So out of bounds, Mutarelli with the reversal here in the second period, builds his lead to 8-0 over Luke Willishaw from Greater Latrobe. Mutarelli gathers the crossed wrist. We'll see if he can get some more back points.
There's a whole lot of wrestling going on right now in that wrist control, hand fighting kind of thing that you really can't see. And you feel like, well, he's stalling, but there's a lot going on down there.
Mutarelli picked up a tech fall in the opening round and then had a matchup against last year's state champion from Northampton, Trey Wagner. But really a dominating performance by Mutarelli. Was a 7-1 winner in the quarters. And then won last night over nationally ranked Nico Finella from Indiana, 7-3. He was a 3rd place finisher a year ago down in AA.
And Willishaw's doing an awful lot of wrestling, though it doesn't look good. But he's just trying to get some hand control and get himself out of there.
Which is much easier said than done against a tough wrestler like Mutarelli. Just a blanket on top, and Willishaw kind of lucky they weren't in the middle of the mat with that technique trying to roll through there. Mutarelli was about to catch him.
A high school wrestler going to college your freshman year, that's where the learning it goes, to learn to wrestle on the bottom. Mutarelli has real good pressure forward.
Willishaw picked up a pin in the opening round in round of 16. It was 11-3 major decision winner in the quarters, and then 11-4 winner in the semis. Willishaw's choice in the third elects to go neutral. See if he can't get through that defense of Mutarelli to get some points on the board.
Mutarelli's got good motion. He'd make a little contact and use his hands a little better because he's shown some real good things with his hands. I guess he's buying time right now, 1:37 to go in an 8-point lead.
Council Rock South, nice tournament as a team. They have 2 state medalists, 4th place finisher, and it looks like they'll soon have a state champ. They're in 9th place in the team score, right behind Cedar Cliff. Greater Latrobe, currently in 7th place as a team, as they have a 3rd place finisher, a 4th place finisher.
Finally scrapped out of that. Now you're in that Jonesy 3 in a row kind of situation. Don't let him step over and put legs in.
Yeah, Willishaw, nice job navigating through that. Gets the takedown against Mutarelli, who hasn't given up too many of those here.
Most of that success there was due to the fact that he moved his feet and circled. He's got an offside leg in, but you're going to have to do a lot in 40 seconds to get that many back points.
So a lot of noise here on the Giant Center floor. Again, that's Jax Forrest and Aaron Seidel on the center mat. In a tight one. Jax Forrest currently leading 4-1. Mutarelli in control here in AAA though at 133 pounds. 23 seconds to go with a 9-3 lead. Over on that center mat, Jax Forrest takes out Aaron Seidel, is going to stop him short of his 4th state title. Good battle between those two wrestlers. But here on the AAA mat, we have Anthony Mutarelli, national prep champ as a freshman, couldn't compete as a sophomore or a junior in the postseason. Caps off his scholastic career with a state title for Council Rock South. Anthony Mutarelli, your state champion at 133 pounds.
Being partial, but this is the excitement of Pennsylvania wrestling right here. There are 2 great bouts going on at once, 3 great bouts.
Yep, can't wait for the rest of the matches here this afternoon.
Career record 151-12 from District 11, a senior coached by Dave Crowell. A 2024 PIAA state champion from Nazareth, Tahir Harkin. And his opponent, entering with a record of 40-6, career record 136-25 from District 1. He's a senior coached by Dylan Schwartz from Central Bucks West, Patrick Kelly.
139-pound state finals matchup here in AAA. We have Tahir Parkins from Nazareth, who's on the shot right away and puts Patrick Kelly on his back.
Probably about 4 seconds.
I was looking down at my paper, so I can't vouch for that, but yeah, surprised that there was no back points in that situation. Parkins gives up the escape and just as quickly picks up another takedown. I better get these stats in while I can. Parkins isn't going to give me any time. The senior from Nazareth, 49-0 on the season, 151-12 career mark. Patrick Kelly from Central Bucks West, also a senior, 40-6 on the year, 136-25 for a career mark. And there's Parkins back on that leg again, doing a nice job controlling that far arm.
He is not scoutable. He comes at you with different stuff in every match, other than he's long and rangy.
Yeah, and in that long and range, he helped him to get on that leg. Kelly does a nice job of just trying to run him over.
He knew exactly where to go. He cut his arm through, rolled on through.
Referee lost his whistle there real quick. He's going to clip that back on. No, he's not. Looks like the clip broke. No, he's not even going to wait. He's just going to do it in real time.
59 seconds to go.
Parkins
go down on a knee, and he can create an awful lot of offense when most guys are going defense when you're down on the knee.
Yeah, oftentimes you don't like that knee wrestling because not a lot of action coming, but you mentioned Parkins, a whole lot of offense from really any position he's in wrestling. Kelly, nice little leg attack, head inside single, trying to run the corner. Parkins does a good job with that whizzer. Collects the far wrist.
Oh, he left him step over to great. He showed he's got some tools too.
Yeah, I think Parkins probably knew where he was at near the out of bounds and didn't really care too much about that position, but slick move by the senior from Central Bucks West. He was a 4th place finisher a year ago, headed to the University of Drexel next year. Parkins, a state champion last year, was a 4th place finisher as a sophomore. Just a qualifier his freshman year. Came in with a lot of fanfare his freshman year, unable to medal.
Cradle.
Yeah, picks up, got the takedown right at the end of the period, so he's going to take a 9-2 lead into the second. Again, Parkins did not place at the state tournament as a freshman, but just in a ridiculous bracket at 113 pounds that year.
He's grown and matured physically and technique-wise immensely every single year. The future is bright.
So Kelly made his first appearance at the state tournament a year ago, and like I mentioned, finished 4th. Improve that finish this year with at least a 2nd place finish, and it looks like he's probably headed down that pathway, trailing 9-2 against Parkins. And Parkins almost with an uncontrolled fall there. Kelly still technically in control of this situation.
Surprised he knew to reverse his direction and go that way. All he needed was a little arm drag, and he'd have been right back behind, but he got himself an escape. Great awareness.
So that'll make it a 10-2 lead for Parkins. Got Kelly stuck underneath. Good head pressure from Parkins. Deep seatbelt on the far hip. See if he can collect that other leg and pick up another takedown.
He's got good torque on the leg, good shoulder position.
There's 3 points. So putting on a show here from his feet is the senior from Nazareth, number 5 wrestler in the country, trying to cap off his career at Nazareth with back-to-back state championships.
A little cheat of a Russian, and next thing you know, he goes wrap to the left. And he wrestles as well with his feet as he does with his hands. (16-3), 14 seconds to go.
Currently Nazareth in 4th place in the team standings. Looks like they'll probably have that spot locked up. Might be able to slip ahead of Connellsville into the 3rd place spot. Again, Bethlehem Catholic is going to be your team champions here in AAA.
I would think Nazareth coach Dave Crow's probably 2nd in the state in career state champs, only to, is it Art Weiss from Clearfield? And technically he's from Nazareth and was buried there. Now that's trivia.
Any wrestling knowledge, you just guess they're either from Nazareth or Easton, I think. That's what I do anyways. Parkins slips down under the leg. Good head position for Parkins underneath.
Good torque with that foot up in the air. Position with his head.
He's working for the reversal, but he's going to be content with the escape. Goes up 14. A takedown's going to ice it for Parkins.
He exploded off of that reshot. There it is.
So here Parkins puts on a show here this weekend for the fans at the Giant Center. And he is going to be a 2-time state champion. To hear Parkins with the tech fall in 4 minutes and 32 seconds from Nazareth, the senior. Parkins gets it done. We'll head to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with our medalists at 133 pounds.
And bring the contest with a record of 42-3, career record 161-15. Hails from District 6. He's coached by Biff Walliser, a senior from Central Mountain, and 2022 PIAA state champion, Dalton Perry. And his opponent, entering with a record of 53-2. Career record 179-20. Hails from District 1. He's a senior coached by Mike Diglia. From Council Rock North, Aaron Summit.
Your official on that
145-pound state finals matchup in AAA. We've got a good one here against 2 nationally ranked opponents. Dalton Perry from Central Mountain. He's in the red ankle band. He is 42-3 on the season, 161-15 career mark. Currently ranked number 6 in the country. He is taking on Aaron Cement, currently ranked number 12 in the country, also a senior from Council Rock North, 53-2 on the year, 179-20 career mark.
43 years. He's from New Oxford in District 3. And his son John is 24.
Battle of future Big Ten wrestlers here as Dalton Perry committed to Penn State. Actually, I believe his freshman year he committed to Penn State. While Cement is committed to wrestle at Michigan. Nice attack by Cement. Perry able to catch it with the underhook and jack it up. Cement
surprised they want to wrestle with their back to the wall like that.
Yeah, near the out of bounds. Cement. Two nice little attacks there on Perry to start things off here in the first period. Again, Perry ranked 6th. Cement ranked number 12. Cement, a 3-time third-place finisher here at the state tournament. Finished 3rd in all 3 of his years, freshman, sophomore, and junior year. Dalton Perry got the title in his freshman year, looking to come back his senior year with the 2nd title. Finished 3rd as a sophomore, and then 2nd a year ago. Dropped his finals match last year to Maddox Shaw from Thomas Jefferson, who we will see in the next bout at 152 pounds.
So we have 9 returning state qualifiers in this weight class, and we've come down to these 2. They're getting a little physical with each other.
And there we go, out of bounds again. So Cement's been the aggressor so far in this match. Unable to turn into the points, but you would think he's got that referee's attention. Dalton Perry, 3 losses on the year. One was by forfeit, another one was an injury loss. That all happened at the Midwinter Mayhem. He lost to Jackson Butler from Bishop McCourt and then was injured in his next match and couldn't finish. That's how he has his 3 losses on the year. But we end the first period scoreless. Cement gets set underneath.
He's up to his feet. Earns himself an escape.
Cement's last loss was back in December at the PIAA tournament. Lost to a wrestler from Virginia. I'm sorry, New Jersey. That was Schwartz from Del Barton, New Jersey, was one of his losses. Also lost it to Tahir Parkins, who we saw win a state title in the previous weight class.
It's like Perry makes a good attempt to wrestle out of a square stance, but he's still moving. Good shot.
So Cement's been taking his attacks from space, not really getting into the ties. Able to touch the legs of Perry, but not really close to converting any of those attacks to points. But
oh, you can't let that get stalemated. Either guy has to be aggressive to score there.
Yeah, it definitely looked like some points could have came out of that position, but stopped it, and we start back from our feet again. You would think another shot by Cement might draw a stall call for Perry, as Cement's been the aggressor and been on the offense. Perry loses his buckle strap on his headgear. He's going to go ahead and snap that back on and get ready to go halfway through the second period here.
He's worried about him. They're banging on each other's head.
Cement really talking the referee through the position, telling him what he's doing, and using Perry as the
and he comes
test
right
dummy.
back to swinging.
I'll tell you what, these boys better be ready for that hand fight, as both of them will be in the Big Ten next year. And that's where they club you.
And that's going on today and tomorrow.
Yep.
Big Ten tournament.
So much great wrestling around the country this weekend. Conference championships in the NCAA divisions. Got the PIAA state championships here in Hershey, Pennsylvania, where you'll see a lot of these wrestlers go on to compete at that Division I level.
30 seconds to go, second period.
So Perry hasn't really been able to get to his offense yet. We'll see what he does here with short time in the second.
Neither one's really trying to wrestle out of a tie-up of any kind or make contact and shoot off of that.
Yeah, both guys comfortable from space so far here tonight. So, ending the second period, again, it's been mostly Cement on the attacks, but hasn't able to convert it to points as Perry gets set underneath here to start the third.
Little claw ride, offside, ankle scooped.
Cement making it difficult for Perry to get out. Perry doing a nice job though, keeping the motion going. As I say that, he gets stuck for a little bit here. Tries to come up, grabs the hand, grabs the claw hand.
It's debatable. Do you teach the guy on the bottom to attack two hands on one, or is it just plain one-on-one and get the heck out? I like the hand control in 2-on-1.
Yeah, I feel like you got to control that hand with that claw. Be able to come out of there, but Perry unable to get out so far. He's got 1:16 left to do it in the third.
1-0, another restart. Good thigh pry, offside.
Yeah, good thigh pry and good pressure forward as he gets Perry broken down.
You got a leg scooped and an ankle up to his butt in a one-on-one, and he's trailing 1-0. Really making it tough.
Yeah, I thought an escape for Perry was kind of inevitable here in the third period, but Cement has a different plan on top. He's been doing a great job here on top, just tying up wrists and making it miserable underneath for Perry. Perry got a little bit of space there. See if he can come up and cut away.
Oh, he's got himself a scramble. Hips are a little low, but now he's right back in the bottom. He's got him in the pocket again.
Yeah, it looks like Perry underneath. See if he can get two hands underneath the leg. 13 seconds to go in the match. Cement can ride it out to win. We'll see if he gets it done. Perry in trouble.
He probably hasn't moved off the ankle in 30 seconds.
And Cement.
He's tight. He's going to do it.
Aaron Cement is going to do it. A three-time third-place finisher gets it done over a PIAA state champion, Dalton Perry. It's Aaron Cement from Council Rock North with his first state title. We'll go ahead and kick it to commercial, and we'll be back with our medalists at 139 pounds.
From District 7, he's coached by Michael Laddick, senior from Thomas Jefferson, and a 2024 PIAA state champion, Maddox Shaw. And his opponent, entering with a record this season of 46-8. Career record 156-35. He's a senior out of District 7, coached by Bill Swink from Connellsville, Evan Petrovich.
Your official on match 3, District 4, from Wyalusing, Pennsylvania.
152-pound state final on the AAA side. We have Maddox Shaw from Thomas Jefferson, the senior. He's in the red ankle band, 37-1 on the season, 165-14 in his career. He is taking on Evan Petrovich from Connellsville, also a senior, 46-8 on the season, 156-35 for a career mark. Jefferson. Shaw from Thomas Jefferson is committed to wrestle at Ohio State University. And Petrovich headed to Pittsburgh to wrestle for Coach Keith Gavin.
He's doing a great job at Pitt.
They're really recruiting well in the state of Pennsylvania. Again, I'm Tim Rice along with Coach Steve Powell, legendary head coach from Easton. Excited to be here with you for the 2025 state championships here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. 3 great finals going on at the same time. We have girls down on the far end, AA in the middle, and we're down here on mat 1 on the AAA side. There's some awesome wrestling action here in the state of Pennsylvania.
Other place winners, Luke Knox, Perkiomen Valley was 3rd. Chris Dennis, Central Bucks West was 4th. Kate Campbell, Nazareth was 5th. James Whitbread, State College was 6th. Gavin Carell of Quakertown was 7th. And Eric Swisher of Bellefonte was 8th. That's our place winners.
Shaw, ranked number 12 in the country. Shaw came on strong as a freshman, down to 126 pounds, finished 3rd in the state, followed that up with a state runner-up as a sophomore and was a state champion last year as a junior. Looking to repeat that, obviously, this year as a senior before heading off to be a Buckeye at Ohio State next year. Petrovic made his first trip to Hershey last year. Came home with a 3rd place medal, obviously improved upon that this year with at least a 2nd place finish. These two guys, both these programs doing well in the team standings this year. Thomas Jefferson currently in 3rd place, closely followed by Connellsville. So whoever wins this match is going to jump ahead of the other. In fact, I think they're probably going to jump ahead of Nazareth also in the team scoring with those points. So the winner of this match is probably going to solidify that 2nd place finish for their team.
Well, Petrovic here was the regional 3rd in the West region, and Shaw was the regional champ.
Shaw able to get his escape quickly in the 2nd period and takes that 1-0 lead. Connellsville has 5 medalists here this weekend in Hershey.
They have been one steady program in the state of Pennsylvania.
The only other team that has 5 medalists is your team champion, and that's Bethlehem Catholic with 5 medalists. Connellsville has matched that.
Again, we have 2 guys that want to go outside. No one wants to make contact. No one wants to wrestle out of a close tie. Either one of them would do well with a little bit of a slide.
Shaw trying to get a little motion going with some fakes. See if he can pull the trigger and get to a leg. Nice.
Outside double, so he proved us wrong.
Quick attack by Shaw, and I got to watch his semifinal. I got to call his semifinal match last night. He had a couple very explosive doubles in that matchup.
That was almost a snag. I mean, he just plain head up and just snagged both knees.
Yeah, it makes it a real nice quick finish, and guys at this level can scramble so well, so it's nice if you're the attacker to be able to gather both legs quickly and pick up that takedown and not have to deal with the scramble.
All kinds of pressure up high on that one-on-one. That's a lot of times called a Blair ride. That their kids are so good at that. But I think Pennsylvania kids are awfully good with it too.
So Shaw on the leg, in control, short time to go in the 2nd period. And he's going to ride out the period and take that 4-0 lead into the 3rd. Petrovic will have choice, elects to go underneath of Shaw to start the 3rd.
An old school sit and a switch. It's caught pretty flat right now.
Shaw with 2 pins in the opening couple rounds, round of 16, and then the quarterfinals. Picked up an 8-0 major decision last night in the semifinals. It was a fun night last night here in Hershey with the semifinals all at the same time, AAA, AA, and the girls all wrestling. We had a very full arena. Good crowd here today in Hershey.
I'd say it's probably 3/4 full at least.
Yep.
He's got real good torque, upper body and with his legs. I'm not sure how long he can get away with that, though.
Petrovic picked up a tech fall in the round of 16, followed by a 13-11 win, and then a 4-2 win in the semis. So he's been in some close ones. Shaw
That was an interesting combination there where he came forward. Yeah, he's looking near cradle.
Yeah, he's trying to rip his head off in the meantime.
Let that knee pop up a little bit. Little knee block and leg pull.
I think he's got it.
And he's got it. He's baited that near cradle with that leg pull. He's got it.
See if he can expose that near shoulder and take him over.
So many want to push, and the idea here is to sprawl, leg under to the rear and lift his near leg up so that when you put him on his back, he's already pinned.
Yeah, it's got to be one quick hard pull. You can see Shaw not in a big hurry though. This is actually a great ride position because you're not going to get it with stalling. And he's not in a hurry, so I mean, if he's trailing right now, he's definitely ripping that grip up and trying to take him over, but
you really don't want to Turk that top leg. You can sandwich it and so on, but you really want to Turk the other way.
So Shaw recognized he could give up the reversal and didn't care about it. So Maddox Shaw 4-2, your winner, and he's your state champion from Thomas Jefferson. Maddox Shaw, your state champ at 152 pounds. We'll go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back with our medalists at 145 pounds.
State champion. Entering for the season, undefeated record of 43-0, season record of 181-11. Featuring one win by Kurt Handel, a senior from Quakertown and PIAA 2023 state champion, Colin God. Opponent. Season record 42-4, overall record 155-19. He hails from District 6, coached by Joe Gilbert. He's a senior from Altoona, Sykes.
£152 AAA state finals matchup. We have Colin Guy, a senior from Quakertown. He's in the gray singlet, 43-0 on the season, 181-11 for a career mark. And he is taking on Luke Sipes in the white and the maroon. Sipes also a senior, 42-4 on the year, 155-19 for his career record. Guy pressuring in. Sipes tries to get an angle.
Sipes was 4th last year, 152.
Yep, 4th place finisher last year as a junior. 7th as a sophomore and 5th as a freshman. Guy was a state champion 2 years ago, won it in 2023. Was a state runner-up last year, and there's Colin Guy with the takedown. Guy currently ranked number 4 in the country. As I mentioned, finished 4th, 1st, and then 2nd last year as a junior. Lost in the state finals last year.
It's going optional start.
And that loss was to Colin Rath from Bethlehem Catholic, lost 3-2 a year ago in the finals.
And there's no shame in that.
Rath, tough. Also a multi-time state champion from Bethlehem Catholic. Both these guys have committed to wrestle at Division I level next year. We go out of bounds, stalling on Sipes, backed out of bounds. And there you talk about the difference in officiating from around the league. I think that's the right call. You got to stay on the mat, but most guys that I've seen this tournament haven't been calling that stalling. They just call it out of bounds.
It can't be a sometime call. We want the kids to get used to it and expect it.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You don't want to hit stalling on a kid and then be surprised by that, you know, and that's where you get that little bit of inconsistency in that call across the state. I mean, the rule's written just like it is in college. You have to stay on the mat. Sometimes at the high school level, those referees aren't penalizing them.
It was debatable. Do we go to a push out or do we just call it a stalling? And then the second time it's a point and you don't need the push out. But you're getting the same result if we're consistent with the call.
Absolutely.
Good head position.
Yeah, nice little knee pull single there for a Guy. Sipes picks up an ankle, and Guy picks up an ankle of his own. We've got under 10 seconds to go in the first. And we're going to end here. Oh, we go out of bounds. 4 seconds left on the clock. So Guy headed to Virginia Tech next year. Sipes to University of North Carolina.
He'll do well with Coach Rob Cole, Pennsylvania State champ from State College High School.
He's doing a good job with that program down in Chapel Hill.
He's one of the best. He's a very good businessman, a very good technician.
And in the world of the NIL that we live in now, a coach like Rob Cole definitely has a leg up. Did a great job in building that program at Cornell for so many years. He's taken his talents to Chapel Hill and trying to do the same thing down at UNC and create a national power down there. ACC
His alma mater.
Yeah, ACC championships are tomorrow. That's just a one-day event.
Very good job of that single to the right, and then he elevated everything up.
Yeah, tables it
little
on that.
thigh pry, and he didn't get it yet.
Sipes doing a good job on defense. I think if you're a guy, you probably want to get this back to the center a little bit more.
Is he going to go cradle or not?
Guy loses it, so I think that was a little bit of a mistake to try to finish that close to the out of bounds. Sipes able to fight it off, and 3-2 lead for Guy. Sipes still backing up, though. He's got to be careful, doesn't want to give up another stall call.
It's got to be coming. It's got to be coming. You did an okay job of circling once they were out of bounds, but the initial out of the 10-foot circle is backwards.
Yeah, and unfortunately, no 10-foot circle on this mat, but you can imagine what that would look like in the center. You're supposed to wrestle there. Yeah. You're supposed to wrestle there. These guys.
You want to be able to control and keep wrestling in that circle.
And I think Guy's got a takedown here. He's got both legs. He's got that far ankle. There's the takedown. So 6-2 for Guy. 50 seconds to go in the second period. He's going to try to go to work on top.
His transition is very good. Maybe other than that, he's got his leg caught in there.
Yeah, tried to throw in a leg a little bit sloppy. Sipes was able to catch it. A potentially dangerous call there to get a restart with 31
He's saying
seconds.
thank you. Fresh starts are good when you have something like that.
Sipes, a 3-time state medalist himself, finished 5th as a freshman, 7th as a sophomore, and then 4th. He's at 152 so far in his career, bumped up to 160 here as a senior.
Interesting idea there. It's illegal to lock your hands, but it's not illegal to lock 2 hands on your shin. So one's just as tight as the other. It's real tough to get out of. You start pulling legs up and they start doing that to you, you're in trouble on bottom.
Sipes just 3 losses on the year. They've all been close and all to top-level talent. Just to a kid from Florida, 2-1 is really tough. Bergen Catholic wrestler, 2-1 in ultimate tiebreaker, in tiebreaker twos. His only loss to someone from Pennsylvania was Melvin Miller from Bishop McCourt, who's currently wrestling right now on mat 2 and is well on his way to another state title for Miller. So Sipes no slouch, but Colin Guy, again, ranked 4 in the country. Very tough wrestler from Quakertown. Has a 6-2 lead, and he's underneath. Right now, just holding his base. And Guy able to get the escape, makes it 7-2. Cole doing a nice job down at University of North Carolina, but Virginia Tech has been coming up to the state of Pennsylvania lately and has been taking some real good guys down south. They've been doing an excellent job recruiting. There's another stall. That's 1 point. So Guy earns the Stall call, second one of the match, so gets another point, makes it 8-2.
For a guy that likes to wrestle with distance, Colin Guy's right in your face. You give him a gap, he's crowding right back in there.
And some people might not like that call for stalling. He's driving him out, but like the reality is he's waiting for Sipes to push back into him. He wants to feel that pressure to be able to set up his offense.
So he could well have been called right there too.
Absolutely, and that's something that Sipes is going to have to fix before going to the Division I level next year, because I can guarantee you college level officials don't let that go. Sipes doing a nice job to find his way to the leg in on a head inside single.
You know, there got countered by pulling, but he came right back and attacked, so there's no problem with stalling or anything in there. Now the old shin whizzer and knee out. He's just happy to let things be a stalemate with the score 8-2 and 20 seconds to go.
Colin Guy, another leg attack here.
Another take.
He's going to pick up that takedown and get the major decision. So impressive match from the senior Colin Guy from Quakertown. He's going to cap off his scholastic career with another state title. Was a runner-up a year ago. But he's going to finish on the podium one more time as a senior. Colin Guy from Quakertown, your state champion at 160 pounds. We'll go to a quick commercial. We'll be back with our medalists at 152.
With a super record 33 and 3, career record 133 and 20. From District 6 coach by Jason Nichols. He's a senior from State College and in 2021 PIAA state champion, Asher Cunningham. And his opponent, super record 53 and 3, career record 162 and 30. From District 7, coached by Michael Lake, the senior from Thomas Jefferson, Bone Marlowe.
Your official on mat 3 is Larry Eager from Wednesday, 11. He has been officiating for 30 years.
172-pound AAA state final matchup. We have two nationally ranked opponents here. And Asher Cunningham from State College, the senior. In the maroon, he is 33 and 3 on the year, 133 and 20 career mark. He is taking on Bodie Marlowe. He is also a senior from Thomas Jefferson, 53 and 3 on the season, 162 and 30 career mark. Cunningham currently ranked number 5 in the country. Marlowe ranked number 6. And while they are close in the rankings, they met last weekend at the regional tournament, and it was not a close matchup as Cunningham actually tech-falled Marlowe 18-0 in the finals. See if Marlowe was able to make some adjustments here for this weekend in Hershey against Cunningham.
So am I right? We have a new head coach at State College High School. With Bo Nichols' dad, am I correct?
Yep, that's correct. Jason Nickel took over the program in State College. Nice to come into a program and have a wrestler like Asher Cunningham. He was 8th place finisher as a freshman, 4th as a sophomore, and was a state champion last year as a junior. Hasn't really been tested so far this weekend here in Hershey. He's really tough from so many different positions.
Interesting scramble. Marlowe had a whole lot where his hips were on the mat and cut double, and Asher was able to
hip
Cunningham heist up. And
he's so big and strong, but just so good in those scrambles. Obviously spending his formative years all around that Penn State program, I'm sure has helped. He's headed to Penn State.
His dad could well be the best guy in the room.
That's what they say. Not only coaching, but also wrestling.
Hey, that's what I meant. Into wrestling. He's the tough guy.
Again, I'm sure his dad's either watching here live if he can during the Big Ten Conference Championships this weekend, or definitely catch it on the old replay. Cunningham's going for his 2nd state title in a row. just overpowers Marlowe out of bounds.
So now, in a college situation, that becomes probably a stall on Cunningham because he bull rushed it.
Well,
I'm not sure what that rule is.
Marlowe was already completely. There's the takedown, though, right at the end of the period. So good job by Cunningham to collect the second foot. I mean, I think officials at that level, they really look for, like, Marlowe really didn't do much until he was already pretty much out of bounds. So at that point, you've already backed the whole way out. Yeah, it makes it a little bit trickier with the push at the end from Cunningham, but rules are different a little bit here at the high school level. Cunningham gets set underneath. Marlowe decides to go optional start.
See, he's hiding his feet. I like that stuff. I'm not sure I'm fond of having your toes tucked. So everyone's taught to do that on the bottom.
Marlowe, nice little shot.
Look at a feel with Cunningham with using his feet
Yeah, and he
to
finds
feel
that,
himself free.
Finds that far ankle.
Look at that. Pressure, back up. Look at him pushing and kicking.
Yeah, now he's going to find that foot into the armpit and try to kick out of there, but Marlowe's got a good grip on the leg, unable to kick out. So we'll get a restart here in the second period. Mentioned Cunningham as four-time medalist, the champion a year ago. Marlowe, qualifier as a sophomore, finished third last year as a junior. He's headed to the University of Pittsburgh.
A little wrap arm left coming up the middle. With the scramblers, you almost want to finish up. You get down there, they're so darn good with scrambling. Oh, he ran that down. There was no wizard with that one.
Yeah, good job navigating the position by Marlowe, and he's going to cut that lead to 1. Makes it 4-3 in favor of Cunningham. As Cunningham turns in, creating a scramble. Gets the reversal, and the leg comes in right away.
Offside leg. He doesn't want to fight that one in that way. It's an interesting lock where he's trying to get that there. He's got a whole lot of elbow in there.
Under 30 seconds to go in the second. Marlowe just kind of protecting himself underneath, and we get a stalemate called. 22 seconds to go in the period.
That was more of a slip there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, big escape point for Marlowe, though, and he's on the attack. Cunningham.
He's
doing a good job
with those hips back. He doesn't want to be in there unless he's just riding time and let him take him up in the air.
So we'll end the second period. 6-4 lead for Cunningham. Marlowe had choice and just elects to go neutral.
6-4, the takedown's what he wants.
Didn't want to waste any time in those scrambles on the mat with Cunningham, but it's Cunningham who's on the attack. He's got both legs, picks up the takedown. So if you're State College coaching staff, you like to see that. Sometimes a guy with that 6-4 lead will just try to milk that thing to the end, but there's so much time left in the period. You'd like to see Cunningham fire off that shot.
He followed that right from the center of the mat all the way to the circle, just stayed right on it. Should cheat that elbow back a little bit. He stays busy. He'll just grab an ankle.
And we mentioned already the difference in the rules in high school level. You can hang on that ankle really as long as the referee will let you. So when you got an ankle and when you got an ankle in your hand and a leg in deep, it's really hard for that bottom hand to come out. It's going to go broomstick here.
You just have to wonder if a college ref counts to 5 in his sleep. That so many times in a 2-hour match that he's counting 1, 2.
Got an injury time for Marlowe. Looks like his knee got caught up there and a little bit twisted. And we'll take a short commercial break and be back with the rest of the action here at 172 pounds.
Got it.
In the old days, you wouldn't be wearing your boxers hanging out.
That's the difference between you when you used to coach Powell. I just definitely noticing that in the last couple of years. That's definitely a style change here. And Cunningham.
It's a statement.
Throws in the leg, but throws it in over top of Marlowe, which is a little bit of a mistake there. See if Marlowe can pop under and come out.
So much wrestling coming up through the middle there anymore. Oh, he changed directions too. Knew where he was.
So Cunningham still in control. He's got that deep seat belt. Referee's not going to award the one yet. There's the one escape point.
9-5. Right back in again. Marlowe's been very aggressive.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that regional final went, but obviously a much better showing for Marlowe here against Cunningham. Getting teched a week ago and in here battling with the state champ from State College. So 11 seconds here to go at 172 pounds for Cunningham to pick up his second state title.
He's going to sneak another one. Another 3. Uh-oh. Keep it clean. Good match.
So it's Asher Cunningham at 172 pounds.
Very well done.
Your state champion for State College. We'll go to that short commercial break and we'll be back with your state medalist at 160 pounds.
The senior from District 6 Bald Eagle area is head coach Ron Gano. Season record of 43-1. Career record 170-23. Please welcome PIAA.
They were up.
And wrestling in AAA 189 pounds on that one. Season record 40-1, career record 172-31. He hails from District 3, is coached by Zachary Kill. A senior from West Perry, Tyler Morrison. And his opponent, season record 50-2, career record 160-20. He's out of District 1, coached by DJ Marlowe. A senior from Sun Valley, Brandon Carr.
189-pound state finals matchup here in the AAA side. We have Tyler Morrison. He's out there on the starting line in the green and white. He's a senior from West Perry, 40-1 on the season, 172-31 for a career mark. He is taking on Brandon Carr, a fellow senior from Sun Valley, 50-2 on the year. Career record of 160-20. And Carr looked like he had that takedown. Morrison does a great job of getting that whizzer in there, being able to defend that shot here early in the first.
I don't know if you call that the old school Barzagar thing, but he certainly changed the direction of the legs.
Do you like that Barzagar finish, Coach? Or I always feel like when they split the hands and run across, I feel like it takes a special kind of athlete to be able to finish.
I would have
that
never
way.
been athletic enough to run all the way across and change that.
Yeah, I just feel like I see too many guys lose it in that position. But
even a whole lot of Olympic-type heavyweights that would do that all the time.
So Morrison, ranked 17 in the country, coming out of District 3. Morrison was a 6th place finisher as a sophomore, down at 139 pounds. His junior year bumped up to 160, finished 4th, and now he's finishing off his senior year up at 189. Headed to the University of Pittsburgh Johnstown, a Division II power. Brandon Carr, a 3-time state qualifier, but this will be the first year coming home with a medal. He is committed to wrestle at Franklin and Marshall College in beautiful Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I believe they're still Division I and they're in the EIWA.
Yep, that's correct, Coach.
And they would be going this weekend.
Yeah, they probably finished up their finals earlier this afternoon. That championship is a Friday, Saturday. Mentioned all the great wrestling happening around the country this weekend. Getting ourselves ready for the next 2 weekends of exciting action. 2 Division III, Division II national championships will be next weekend, followed by the Division I nationals this year. Coming to the greatest wrestling state in the country, the state of Pennsylvania, as the championships will be in Philadelphia in 2 weeks.
And most likely in the NCAA tournament, there'll be about 60 Pennsylvania wrestlers in that tournament, and probably 20 for the next 4 or 5 states: California, Ohio, New York, maybe Illinois.
Yeah, Pennsylvania consistently the top in qualifiers and All-Americans. Maybe not the lead in both those every single year, but definitely nearly every year. As Morrison on the legs, still in control. He's got to be careful not to lock his hands in those positions.
Both really good hips, real good transition. We're standing.
Yeah, different body styles for the wrestlers here, but both guys showing good movement so far here in this matchup at 189 pounds. Morrison trying to become the first state champion from West Perry High School.
He could be destined to be a 97 or bigger in a few years. Good size.
Talked about his growth so far. I mean, he started off at 126 as a freshman, Morrison from West Perry. Oh, Carr
almost a little headlock
there.
Yeah,
almost caught it with him. I like that call by the official, though. Almost threw up that reversal a little bit too quickly and ends up with just a loss of control. So a lot of excitement for an escape there.
Carr's got a lot of power. He runs things down very well.
Just back to that Morrison weight increase, 126, 139, 160, and then 189. So I think you're right. It looks like he's got some room to fill out. I'm sure that grocery bill hasn't been cheap over the years here at West, that household in West Perry. Carr needs a second. Got some forearm tightness that he needed to stretch out. He's back ready to go under a minute to go. Snaps a head down,
nice
finds
pass.
a way to the single. Morrison trying to reach back for the cutback.
He's caught in the old 3 in a row.
Now he's got a Jonesy attempt.
Here he is. 1, 2.
Oh, he gave him the takedown.
I see it. He had 3 in a row. He snuck that in a scramble.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation and a tough position for Carr. I thought the takedown might have came a little quick, but he definitely held him in that position. Referee holding 3 for back point, so it's going to be 6-1. But if I were Morrison, I would just keep trying to kick a little bit so the referee doesn't stop it for a stalemate. You want to kind of end the period in this position. That's what he's doing. Again, just try to make it look good if you're Morrison on top.
And there, the referee has to hold the call. He can't call stalling or stalemate or anything. Let the clock run.
So a little blood time for Green.
The 3 in a row are Jermaine Jones out of Westchester Henderson, an old John DuPont Foxcatcher kid, renegade, and won a state title using that and tilts like crazy. And now tilts are used all over the state.
Blood time. Got blood time, Green.
And let's go ahead and go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back to end things up here at 189 pounds in the third period.
Cut time. Leading here. Okay. Green is taking defense. Green defense.
So blood is cleaned up for Morrison. Carr, injury time ends.
Tyler Morrison.
meet our 155-pound girls medalist. In 8th place, Carson Champion from Norway. In 7th place, from Northwest. In 6th place, from Northampton, Malaya Lambert. In 5th place, for General Clean, Whisper Abercrombie.
From District 4's Muncie High School, head coach Patrick Sparks. Season record 44-1. Career record 155-5. Houston 2023 PIAA champion. Please welcome Austin Johnson. And wrestling at 215 pounds, AAA mat number 1. Entering the record of 47-1, career record 126-19. He's from District 7, coached by Bob Bowe. He's a junior from Bell Vernon, Elijah Brown. And these are records 41-7, career record 113-22. From District 7 as well, coached by Rich Eater. He's a junior from the Kissimmee area, Cooper Rosnowski.
215-pound state finals matchup here in the AAA. We have Elijah Brown in the center of the mat in the black and green. Brown, a junior from Bell Vernon, 47-1 on the season, 126-19 for his career. He is taking on fellow junior Cooper Rosnowski from Kiski area, 41-7 on the season, 113-22. I believe this is the 5th time these guys have wrestled this year. Elijah Brown, big time double to start things off and gets the takedown.
Aggressive and confident. I say that many times at clinics. Know where to go and go with confidence. Technique doesn't have to be all that good if you go with confidence.
Brown, a state qualifier last year as a sophomore, unable to place this year. Earns his trip to the finals. Currently holds that 3-0 lead. Brown committed to wrestle for the University of Pittsburgh. A couple of those here in the state finals here today. He's got another year in high school, but planning to head to Pitt after that. He is taking on, as I mentioned, Rosnowski. He's a 6th place finisher a year ago. Hasn't committed to wrestle anywhere yet.
Kiski has produced many, many really good, tough Pennsylvania wrestlers. Great tradition.
Elijah Brown on top, running those feet. Brown ranked number 18 in the country. Last time they wrestled, Brown won 1-0, and that was in the regional finals a week ago. Was a 6-4 winner over Rosnowski in the district final. Yes, and this is their 5th meeting, and all of them have been close. So 2 very familiar opponents coming out of District 7.
This is the one you want to win.
Yep, I'm sure Rosnowski will trade all those losses he's had to Brown to pull out a win here, but as we mentioned, all these matches have been close. So that was a very big takedown for Brown. We'll go ahead and take a quick commercial break here as we're tending to some blood here on the mat. So back to action here. Now we're all cleaned up. 44 seconds to go in the first period. Brown doing a good job getting the weight to the hands. He's got a thigh pry and a wrist. He's got Rosnowski bellied out in the middle of the mat.
like that little security blanket of staying over somebody's legs and staying parallel. Good pressure with his feet, though.
Yeah, driving those toes in the mat, and if you're Brown, you like the way this match has started. Coming out with that quick takedown, goes up 3-0 to end the first period. It's going to be Brown's choice on the flip. He wants to go underneath right away.
I'm sure they've wrestled enough. You know what choice you want to make. Oop, blood again, clean up.
Must have missed a spot from the first round.
The training staff has done an outstanding job here all weekend.
So Brown gets his turn underneath. Skoski again doing the same thing as Brown. A lot of good pressure forward, getting the weight to the hands. And as I say that, Brown able to get those hands up off the mat and gives a skate point to go up 4-0 to start the second period. This is our second All-District 7 state final matchup. We had one earlier at 152 pounds with Shaw and Petrovich from Thomas Jefferson and Connellsville. Our only other district matchup, District 11 versus District 11, that was at 127. Brown on the legs of Genner. Skoski tries to pop out the back door.
He's able to salvage an ugly shot, come up the middle. Had to get his knees in and get it up.
In good position now to finish, and as I say that, Raskoski does a good job of kicking out. So no score there. 47 seconds left in the second period.
They're both pretty head-to-head and just locked in there.
A couple of matches earlier, we were talking about how much these guys are wrestling from space. These guys are hanging closer in the ties. A lot of collar tie ear to ear. Brown's got that underhook on the far side. So big height difference here for Brown. He's probably a good foot taller than Raskoski. Great thing about the sport of wrestling, it's for all body styles. Just saw Morrison, tall and lean at 189 pounds, win his state title. That'll end the second period. Raskoski has choice and elects just to go neutral. So had problems getting out in the first period, and I mean, obviously we mentioned this is the 5th time they've wrestled, so he knows where he wants to be and where he doesn't want to be. Is a little surprising though not to work for that escape, and hopefully a takedown would tie it, but he's going to go to work from neutral. Head outside single. Brown able to elevate that leg, and they go out of bounds with no score.
Really nice head outside shot. Couldn't keep the shoulder position, couldn't keep them in bounds.
There's a stall call on Brown. Raskoski's been firing the shots off. Referee acknowledges that. Hits Brown for his first stall warning. Brown with a real quick shot off the whistle, but unable to capture the foot.
He's going to get in the middle now.
Skoski on the leg. Vernon
can't quite get space and cut double.
Yeah, Brown doing a nice job here. Beat the shoulder of Oskoski, so in a much better position. He's got a tight crotch lock. Just needs to scoot, get his hips up.
It's right there at the shoulder is what the ref's reading. He's also buying himself time with 42 seconds to go. 4-0 lead.
Looks like we're headed to a stalemate, but the longer Brown can keep wrestling here, if I were him, I would just keep making it look like you're busy. He's not going to get that takedown until he beats the shoulder of Oskoski, but just wasting a lot of time. And this is the worst position if you're Oskoski, because you're not going to finish here. We've got under 10 seconds, and Brown just kind of bails out knowing he can give up that takedown. And that's our time. So Elijah Brown from Bell Vernon going to take care of business. Elijah Brown, your state champion from Bell Vernon at 215 pounds. We'll head to commercial and we'll be back with our medalists on the stand at 189 pounds.
Coached by Stephen Raffaello. He is a junior from District 1, O.J. Roberts, Dean Bechtel. And his opponent, season record 22-0, career record 137-27. He's a senior out of District 12, coached by Jim Savage from St. Joe's Prep, Maxwell Roy.
Wow.
And here we go at 285 pounds. We know we're at 285 when the two wrestlers come over to the table to give back the ankle bands. Only weight class where they don't fit on the ankles all the time. So we are at 285. We have Dean Bechtel from O&J Roberts. He's in the silver. He's just a junior, as I mentioned, 16-0 on the year, 98-15 career mark. He is currently ranked 6th in the country and a force to be reckoned with. He is taking a nice little punch up with that underhook, picks up the takedown for Bechtel. So he is wrestling Maxwell Roy. He's from St. Joe's Prep. He's a senior, 22-0 on the season, 137-27. So we have a matchup here at 285 between two undefeated wrestlers.
So you have one coming out of the city of Philadelphia and one is just barely outside of the city of Philadelphia. Real nice offside legs.
Bechtel, great wrestler, comes from a great wrestling family. I believe his brother qualified for the national tournament yesterday, wrestling for Bucknell. Trying to pack up this cradle. Bechtel is committed to wrestle at Lehigh, as I mentioned, ranked number 6 in the country.
And he's got some workout partners there.
Yeah.
He got Kerry McCoy, Zach Ray.
Doing a good
Great
job.
Heavyweight now.
Doing a good job lifting up that elbow, getting all the swipes. Roy, not headed to college next year, but not to wrestle. He's committed to go to Ohio State University. He's going to play football there. Coming from St. Joe's Prep, a football power. Roy actually was their first wrestling medalist, though, last year. Placed 6th last year. This year they have 2 state medalists. They have another one at 215 pounds.
They have quite a football program.
I mentioned Roy, 6th last year, was a state qualifier as a sophomore. Always have been a 285-pounder since the day he was born. No, I'm just kidding. But for his high school career, always have been a heavyweight.
Really good torque with that figure 4 above the knee.
Yeah, Bechtel,
He's
tough heavyweight,
and hopping.
but he doesn't use heavyweight moves. Started his career at 189 as a freshman, then 285 last year. Finished as a state runner-up a year ago. Looking to cap off his junior season with a state title. Would be his first. Lost in the state finals last year to a very tough wrestler from Nazareth and Sean Kinney. He was just at a different level.
The real deal as a heavyweight, and he's playing football at Lafayette College. That a lot of the coaches felt that he wasn't quite tall enough. I mean, he's like 6'2", 6'3", and they want 6'4", but he's the real deal, Kenny is.
Yeah, so Bechtel dropped a match to him last year as a sophomore, but now he's the dominant wrestler in the heavyweight division this year as a junior, up 9-0 over Roy here in the second period. See if we get a stall call there, and there's where you see some of that inconsistency with the officiating there. It's one match, we see that called a stall for backing out. The next match, we just say, let's go back to the center. Roy trying to punch up and use that underhook. I believe Roy was ranked the 6th recruit in the state of Pennsylvania at any position, but obviously he's got his hands full with Bechtold, who is quite the wrestler out on the mat. Just really good technique from the heavyweight from Owen J. Roberts.
Moves very well. Technique.
Give you those final team scores here on the AAA.
He was begging for a bar there.
Bechtold delivered. I'm not going to have time for those team scores as we're going to have some swipes. I was only going to get 2. He needed 3 to end it as a tech fall. Give you those team scores real quick. Northampton finished in 5th place. 4th place, Connellsville. 3rd place, Nazareth. Thomas Jefferson in 2nd. Bethlehem Catholic gets the title. But here it's Bechtold. He's going to win by tech or by fall. He's going to take it by tech. Dean Bechtold from Owen J. Roberts is your champion at 285 pounds. First-time state champ, and a great job by the junior. Dean Bechtold gets it done. So it's been a great afternoon of wrestling here, AAA Finals. I've been with Coach Powell, Hall of Famer Coach Powell from Easton. It's been a treat to call these matches with him. Just a great afternoon of wrestling.
It's humbling for me, and absolutely a great. And how many of these will we see in the NCAA tournament next year or a couple of years down the road? But probably 60 of them will be in the NCAA tournament.
It's always fun to follow those guys as they move on to the next level. But again, I'm Tim Rice. This is Steve Powell. It's been a great afternoon of wrestling here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. We'll see you again next year and crown some new champs at the Giant Center. Thanks again. It's been a great wrestling season, and we'll see you next year.